Write down the question. Why ice at 273 Kelvin more effective in cooling than water at the same temperature? Okay.
Takes 3.34 into 10 to the power 5 kg of ice in latent heat.
Are you reading your answer from your book? Don't read it from book. Speak in your own words.
Ma'am.
Why ice at 273 Kelvin is more effective in cooling than water at the same temperature? What is the answer for this question?
Ice at 273 Kelvin is more effective in cooling than water at same temperature because ice takes some energy from our hand in the form of latent heat, while water does not take any such amount of latent heat.
Yes, correct. Because what happened? Ice melts at that temperature, but water at that temperature remains in the form of water. There is no change in it. So in order to convert ice into water, it is needing some energy. It requires some energy, which it takes from the hand. And that's why ice changes into water by process of melting. And that for energy is required, which is gained from the, you say, from your hand, from your palm. That's why you get a cooling effect. Okay. So it's very important question, and each and every time this question is being asked. Learn it properly. Next, which causes more severe burn, boiling water or steam? So which causes more severe burn?
Steam.
Why? Why? Sanket? Why steam causes more severe burn? Why steam causes more severe burn? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, steam causes more severe burns than boiling water because due to fact that steam content more heating form of latent heat in the form of boiling water.
याद है ना? You should learn the answer properly. Don't read the answer. Okay. Steam causes more severe burn than boiling water. Why? Because when water changes into steam, it requires energy. And when steam condenses, it releases that amount of energy. So the process is a kind of what? Exothermic process. And that's
Yes,
why we get severe burn. That's why we get what? Severe burn. Next question. With proper explanation, that is the question. With proper explanation, explain whether the following statements are true or false. Whether the following statements are true or false. Sublimation occur only when the solid is heated. Sublimation occur only when the solid is heated.
True.
Sublimation occur only when the solid is heated is true. Every one of you agree?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
This is not at all a true statement. How can you say that only when a solid will be heated, then only sublimation will occur? What about camphor? What about camphor, naphthalene ball? Do you hit them? That they changes into gas?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No heating is done there. Then why this changes into gas? So this statement is a wrong statement. It's not necessary only when you will heat, then only sublimation will take place. It takes place at room temperature also. It takes place at room temperature. So you cannot say that only when it is heated, then only sublimation takes place. It's a wrong statement. Okay. Next. A lighter gas can move downward and a heavier gas can move upward. A lighter gas can move downward and the heavier gas can move upward. Is it true or false?
False, ma'am.
How?
False.
Why it is false?
Ma'am, because
Lighter gas
gas
can go
falls
upward.
up.
And because heavy gas have less intermolecular space, so the light gas will shrink up.
यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? Diffusion process. And diffusion works against what a law of gravitation? What a law of gravitation says? कि earth जो है that pulls the object towards itself. Is it or not?
Solid.
Solid, okay, correct.
Solid.
Name the state of a matter which can expand to any extent.
Ma'am, gas.
Is it correct?
Gas, ma'am.
Is it correct? Okay. Next,
Gas.
why can the intermixing of two solids be termed as diffusion? Can it be termed as a diffusion?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, because diffusion is spontaneous process.
Because diffusion is a spontaneous process. Okay, it whenever happens, it happens on its own. But in case of solid diffusion, it won't going to take place itself. जब बोर्ड्स पर हम चौक से लिखेंगे तभी ना डिफ्यूजन होगा चौक का बोर्ड में. अगर चौक बोर्ड पर जाएगा ही नहीं तो डिफ्यूजन कहाँ से होगा? Why is milk called a liquid?
Milk has not definite shape but definite volume.
No definite shape but definite volume. Okay, correct. You have to write on any property of that liquid. What is the normal room temperature? What is the normal room temperature? Anyone? What is the normal room temperature? Near about usual. Write down. If you don't know, then write down. It's 25 degrees Celsius or 298 Kelvin. Right? 25 degrees Celsius or 298 Kelvin. Next question. Can Kelvin scale have negative temperature? Can Kelvin scale have negative temperature? Can Kelvin scale have negative temperature? Yes or no? Have you seen negative temperature in Kelvin scale?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, because it is the lowest theoretical temperature. Okay, and that is taken as what? 0 Kelvin. Niklo, write on the answer. Because on the Kelvin scale, the lowest theoretical temperature which can be obtained is 0 Kelvin. Which can be obtained is 0 Kelvin. Next question. What is the temperature on the Fahrenheit scale? Okay, not write down. What is the temperature on Kelvin scale? What is the temperature on Kelvin scale at which all molecular motion virtually stops? What is the temperature on Kelvin scale at which molecular motion virtually stops? What it will be the temperature? At 273 Kelvin. Is it correct? At 273 Kelvin, will everything stop? The motion of the particle is going to stop. मोशन ऑफ द पार्टिकल किस कंडीशन में स्टॉप हो जाएगा? जब पार्टिकल किस कंडीशन में हो, मॉलिक्यूल किस कंडीशन में होगा?
सॉलिड.
सॉलिड. तो सॉलिड किस टेम्परेचर पे होगा? केल्विन स्केल में सॉलिड कितने में होगा? कौन सी टेम्परेचर पे होगा?
273 डिग्री केल्विन.
273 केल्विन कि 0 केल्विन? Will be 0 Kelvin and minus 273 degrees Celsius. Next. What is that temperature called at which the gas liquefy? 1 minute. Which diffuses faster? Gas or water? Gas or liquid?
And gas.
Gas, okay. A punctured tire becomes flat. Write down the question. A punctured tire becomes flat more easily in summer than in winter. More easily in summer than in winter. Why? Why it becomes flat? What happens in summer?
Ma'am, because temperature in surrounding is
yeah, temperature increases. Because of the increase in the temperature, the tire becomes flat. But this does not happen in the winter season because the temperature is what? Low there. So diffusion is higher in the high temperature. Rate of diffusion is high in high temperature. Okay, why oxygen is called a gas? Why oxygen is called a gas?
because it not have a fixed volume and fixed shape.
Because it does not have a fixed volume. Okay, anything else? It has a large intermolecular space. Kinetic energy is very high. All these points you can give out there. Next, Arrange the following in increasing order of diffusion. Increasing order of diffusion में arrange करना है. क्या है? Solid, liquid and gas. Increasing order of diffusion. Solid, liquid and gas. सबसे कम किसका होगा डिफ्यूजन?
सॉलिड का.
सॉलिड का होगा. नेक्स्ट, सॉलिड के बाद नेक्स्ट
लिक्विड.
लिक्विड का. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट बाकी क्या बचा? गैस का. Out of dry and wet air, out of dry and wet air, which is heavier? Out of dry and wet air, which is heavier?
Wet air.
Wet air.
Wet air. Wet air is heavier because it is consisting of what? Water vapor in it. When a small amount of common salt is added to water taken in a cylinder, there is no change in the level of the water. Why? There is no change in the level of the water. Why there is no change in the level of the water? Anyone?
Ma'am, salt dissolve in water.
Salt dissolve in water. Or what else you can say? Salt occupy the spaces present in the water, in between the particles of the water. Salt occupy the spaces present in between the particles of water. Next question. Okay, tell me objective question. The change of state from solid to liquid is called? The change of state from solid to liquid is called?
Melting.
Melting या फिर fusion?
Yeah.
The change of state directly from solid to gas and vice versa is called?
Sublimation.
Yes, sublimation. The change of state from gas to liquid is called?
Condensation.
Okay. Identify the correct the correct order of decreasing density of the following is. Decreasing density आपको बताना है. Solid, liquid and gas का क्या होगा?
गैस का सबसे कम.
गैस का सबसे
कम.
उसके बाद
Liquid.
and then
Water. And then
Gas.
solid. Then what it will be? Then it will be solid. Okay. Next question है, which of the following substance in gaseous state is called a vapor? Option ध्यान से सुनना. Oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine and iodine. Which one is called vapor? गैसियस स्टेट में इसको क्या बोलते हैं? वेपर बोलते हैं. Which option is correct? Option I have given you. What option is I have given you? Oxygen, nitrogen, क्लोरीन एंड आयोडीन। वेपर किसको बोलेंगे? It will be iodine. Note it down. Note कर लो. Next, among the following matter is, matter कौन है? Heat है matter? Is heat matter? Tell me, is heat matter? मैग्नेटिज्म कोई मैटर है? साउंड मैटर है या स्मेल ऑफ परफ्यूम मैटर है? कौन मैटर है?
And smell of perfume.
Yes, smell of perfume is matter. Heat is not matter. Magnetism is also not matter. Sound is also not matter. What is matter? Smell of the perfume is matter. Next. One exertion region question. Write down. For any substance during the change of state. So then the question. For any substance during the change of state, temperature remains constant. Temperature remains constant. Reason. The heat supplied increases both the kinetic and the potential energy of the substance. The heat supplied increases both kinetic and potential energy of the substance.